Welcome back to the shop. This is the Freewing MIG-29 build number 1. Someone asked me on Facebook what I was doing. So last week I basically went through and stripped the paint off my MIG-29 from Motion RC made by Freewing. As you know, I do my own paint jobs. So what I did was, for the new guys out there who keep asking me how to do this, I use acetone. Acetone will not eat the foam. Acetone will damage any plastic part, including hinges on a plane. So keep acetone away from the hinges and anything plastic, particularly your canopy. How do I take acetone to get the paint off? You can use a multiple ways. You can pour it in a can and dip it in rags and get it soaping wet and lay it on a plane and for a minute, and then it'll just peel it off, and then you can just start rubbing and it'll come off. The other way is I use these fine steel wool for the harder parts that won't come off due to the fact the factory paints heavy at certain areas on the plane than others, or there may be 2 layers of paint of something. Like on the exhaust cones, I found there was 2 layers of paint on it, silver and a gray, or gray and a darker gray. So that. Also, what I do is I use a brush sometimes to get into the tighter areas or in corners where the paint doesn't come off easy. You can also use these little scrunch pads. No big deal. One of these things should get the paint off your part. I choose, for me, to remove the paint because I have experience at changing my CG too much because of the way the plane may be built. Like the CG changed a lot on the white one at the top because of the body was extra long. Too much paint in the back and CG changed. Well, now I don't do that. Clean it off. Put some Minwax. Now the other thing we do after we get the paint off and you fix any of the little dings, before I do the Minwax, let me tell you this. I don't even know if you can, yeah, you can still get this stuff. Foam finish, it works. All right, so I take this foam finish and I put it on. It's like, you know, any putty, whatever. You can manipulate it, dry it, and then you can sand it to fill any dings or holes or anything like that, and you'll be fine. Just like I was working on this APU port. This is just a square box, but I put the foam filler on it and started wet sanding it. Foam filler, if you want to sand it, always, for me, I found wet sanding is the best because you can shape it, smooth it, and then form it, and it doesn't just break up and flake all over the place. But it's easier to work with that way. So I'm still working on that to refine that finish, but it's getting close for that APU port. So fix anything that you got to do, the dings, holes, get all that stuff out of the way. Also, cut your fingernails before you start working on these foam airplanes, because you will put a nick in it, and who wants to do body work all day? After you get all the paint off of it, all the dings straightened out, then you go for your Minwax. Minwax is going to give you a nice, hard, shiny surface. If you put 2 coats on here, 2 to 6 coats on here, you're going to have something that's almost going to be like a fiberglass plane. It's going to be hard. It's not going to feel like foam. It's not going to give. It's going to be tight and hard. So once you got that done, and the Minwax on it, and you can start primering it, put the primer on it, sand it, paint it, decal it, finish it, show it. look over here, and so you get these, this hard finish that's almost like plastic, but it's foam. Okay, so all these are foam airplanes, but they feel, you couldn't squeeze them, you couldn't tell that this is a foam airplane because it doesn't ever give, because it's got polyurethane on it. Here's the other thing. You can put polyurethane on a plane that's already painted. That will give you protection from hanger rash. So there's something you can use it for. That's what I do. Okay, so that one's going to get polyurethane all over it. That's a brand new one sitting in a box doing nothing. So that's what I've been doing. Well, not all I've been doing. I've been doing some modifications to the MIG, and you'll see some of the modifications on here. Just to dress it up, to make it my own. That's all. No big deal. Everybody's trying to make their plane, after they fly them and everything, they're trying to make it their own. And I'm just trying to make it my own, so that I know which plane it is in the sky or on the flight line, because it's going to look different. This is my workstation in the garage. If you're ever going to be doing this kind of work, music, internet, movies, and Facebook. That keeps my wife out of here, and that's about it. I'll make some more videos as I go. I'll show you some of the tricks and things I've been doing to dress it up to make it my own. And hopefully, now that we're on the Minwax stage, we'll be getting, next thing you'll see, this thing will be in primer. And then we can start going from there. All right, see you guys later. This is Jetman, and I'm out.